let's talk today about arguably one of the most important factors in your baby's quality of sleep, and that's when you put your baby to sleep. The key to this is encouraging your baby to sleep in rhythm with his own biological clock. Sounds pretty intuitive, right? So the first step is to understand how much sleep your baby needs and how it's spaced out throughout the day. This changes, of course, depending on the age of your baby. So during the newborn stage, your baby will sleep about 16 to 20 hours a day, waking about every 1 to 3 hours, and not so much in a pattern. By about 4 months of age, your baby is able to consolidate his sleep into longer periods of sleep, and so he will sleep about 10 to 12 hours total overnight and about 3 to 5 hours of naps during the day. And understanding this will help you anticipate how much sleep your baby needs. Next, be in tune with your baby's cues. Watch for early signs of tiredness. Rubbing his eyes, yawning, being a little less active and less engaged, and maybe a little bit fussy. When you notice these things, take action. This is the time to lay your baby down to sleep. Nap times are tricky, and so following your baby's lead is one of the best things you can do to set him up for a successful nap time. After watching your baby's patterns, you'll quickly be able to anticipate a range of time that your baby is often tired. For example, your baby may usually be tired between 9 and 10 a.m. Instead of putting her down to sleep at 9 o'clock in the morning, watch for signs of tiredness between 9 and 10, and then go ahead and lay your baby down once she shows those signs of tiredness. I like to use an example that I think many parents can relate to. So if you maybe had a really early meeting and so you felt like maybe you should go to bed early that day, for example, 8 o'clock, you go ahead and lay down, you fall asleep, and then you wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning and you can't fall back asleep. That's because you went to bed too early. And the same sort of thing can happen to your baby. You want her to sleep in rhythm with when her body is telling her to sleep. In fact, when your baby sleeps is more important than how long your baby sleeps in relation to her quality of sleep. Don't wait until you're noticing those very late cues, like a very fussy, inconsolable baby, because by this point your baby is overtired, which makes it much more difficult for him to fall asleep. And this can often happen at nighttime. When trying to figure out the perfect bedtime for your baby, keep in mind that the ideal bedtime for babies and toddlers is between 7 and 8 p.m., with the exception of the newborn period, which is between 9 and 11 p.m. If your baby typically shows signs of being tired by 7, but you have set your baby's bedtime to 8:30 to be more in tune with what works with your schedule, he may be able to handle being up that extra hour and a half, but he will have a much less restful